This is R.A. Salomon. I'm going to give a tour of this show I'm in. The show is called Where Time's Echoes Repeat. Curator is Thomas Kellner, and the venue is Pingyao International Photo Festival, which is this giant event. So I have my series 6 feet apart, social distancing marks, and the show starts here, and I have a whole series of my photos on the ground, the part of the series that is two feet shaped images, and then this wall has the rest of my work, but the installation on the ground goes all the way around this whole part of the show. And I have basically 4 installations. One is this series of grids, and each grid is a different shape. So this is the X shape, and all of these social distancing marks are part of my 5-year archive documenting these images, both in my neighborhood in San Francisco, and many images are from Japan and all the other places I've been to over the last 5 years. So these are the arrow shapes, and these red ones are all from schools in San Francisco. And in this case, I have broken up the grid, and some of the images are falling down the wall. My idea here was to try to visualize some of the emotional distress of the pandemic, where these grids represent more of a kind of scientific study and a cataloging, and how that relates to the experience we all had in the pandemic. And the second piece is, I call artifacts. So these are the same ideas here, where I had images on the ground at a previous exhibition, and they were outdoors for a few months. And then when the show was over, I peeled them off the sidewalk and preserved them. So to me, I love this metaphor of taking care of something that's damaged. I think that is an interesting relation to our lives in the pandemic, and people getting sick and people taking care of each other, and the idea of social distancing as a way to take care of each other. The third piece is so these are the similar the marks that are just one piece of tape on the ground, and I've organized them in a way that makes reference to DNA sequencing. So the DNA sequence, of course, was a big part of our experience of the pandemic. The sequencing of the genome of the virus and also the vaccine. And the fourth installation is, am I numbering this right? Let's see, I have the ones on the floor, that's 1, the grids is 2, the artifacts is 3, 4 is DNA, and the 5th one is this X and O shaped marks. Now in this case, the marks, I have printed them out, and then I've created sculptures in the shape of the marks. So these are concrete sculptures as if they had been cut out of the sidewalk. And to me, I've called this memorial, and it's almost like a series of gravestones, but they've been swept to the corner of the space, and that creates a kind of mysterious story about the origins. And I also think of it like aliens coming to Earth and being like, hey, all these marks appeared all over the planet, what do they mean? And cutting them out of the sidewalk and collecting them in some anthropology museum. All right, so I have some text here, and it's translated in Chinese, and there's all this other great work in the show. And this is building A2 in the diesel engine factory complex, and there's 4 big buildings like this, and then a bunch of other buildings, and then a whole other area with a bunch of buildings. It's a giant event. Thanks to the festival for inviting me, and to Tomas, for the curator, for putting me in this part of the show. I'm posting on WeChat and Instagram. I'll be posting more details soon. Thanks.